Are you tired of your hair never passing a certain length? It just seems like your hair isn't growing anymore. But the truth is that your hair is always growing, but it is also breaking at the same rate. That is why you're not able to retain that length. Been there, and I've actually experienced this myself. I've gotten comments on this where people complain that their hair is not growing, that they are not able to retain length. Length retention is a very important part when it comes to, natural hair journey. That is why in this video I'll be giving you length retention tips that you can incorporate into your hair care regime that will help you retain that length. So if that's what you're interested in seeing, definitely keep on watching, and without further ado, let's dive right into the video. The thing I'll be listing is to maintain moisture. Guys, I know you've heard this a lot, but I can't stress how this is important when it comes to helping to retain length. Your hair is like a plant and it needs moisture to thrive. That is why it is very important to have a good moisture routine after your wash days. It is also important you moisturize your hair a few times per week in between your wash days. Some people actually moisturize this every day depending on their hair porosity. You don't have to wait until your hair is completely dry out. For me, I just moisturize every 2 days. I moisturize my hair regardless of whatever protective style I have on. I moisturize my cornrows. If I have cornrows, I make sure to go in and moisturize it. If my hair is out, I do make sure to moisturize it. You don't have to wait until you take out your protective style for you to moisturize your hair. If you don't moisturize your hair is likely to dry out, and then it just starts breaking off from there. The second tip I'll be giving you is to deep condition. I can't stress deep conditioning enough. Deep conditioning just helps give your hair added moisture, and it also just helps that moisture you apply to your hair last much longer. It's important you include deep conditioning into your hair care routine. It can be weekly or it can be every 2 weeks. I do mine every 2 weeks because I kind of wash my hair every 2 weeks, okay, sometimes 3 weeks, 2 weeks, depending. So each time I wash my hair, I make sure to deep condition my hair. Moving on to the third tip is trims. Okay, I know you've heard this over and over again. I can't stress how trimming is very important for when it comes to length retention, because having split ends is like a recipe for disaster, and keeping split ends will just continue to split down your hair shaft, and this will result to more breakage. Excessive hair breakage equals reduction in length. You don't have to go in every time to trim your hair. Your hair will actually tell you when it needs a trim. So when you trim your hair, it will help reduce hair breakage, and this will help your hair retain that length. So guys, moving on to the fourth tip is protein moisture balance. It is very important to have a good protein moisture balance, because too much of either can cause hair breakage. If your hair is overly moisturized, it tends to become weak and lifeless. And on the other hand, if your hair is loaded with too much protein, it is likely to become brittle, straw-like, dry, and they can snap off easily. It's all about finding the right balance when it comes to protein and moisture. So it is best you try alternating weekly between a deep conditioning treatment and a protein treatment. So guys, moving on to the fifth tip is to be gentle with your hair. I can't stress this enough. Be gentle with your own hair. If you handle your hair roughly, okay, this can cause excessive hair breakage. It's important you take your time and be careful while handling your hair. Sometimes I know you just want to hurry up your wash day process and be done with it, but it is very important you handle your hair with care. So during your wash days, make sure you wash in sections. Make sure you start from your ends and work your way towards your roots when detangling your hair. Use a white tooth comb or your fingers, or even a very good detangle brush when detangling. Also, I would advise you should be careful when taking out your protective styles. Gentle with your ends, because your ends are like the oldest part of your hair, so they can break off easily when you like rough handle them. So guys, moving on to the sixth tip is to protect your hair. While sleeping, it is very important you protect your hair, especially from like your cotton fabrics like your bed sheets and the rest. I know you've heard this over and over again, but it is very important. Okay, make use of your satin bonnet, your satin scarf, whichever one you're into, or your satin pillowcases. Okay, when sleeping, if you know you're not comfortable using like bonnets or scarves, then make use of like a satin pillowcase, because cotton fabrics are likely to just absorb all the oils and moisture on your hair, and this can then just lead to friction. After your wash day, for drying your hair, you should make use of microfiber towel. If you don't have that, just make use of your t-shirt to dry your hair, okay, and not the regular towel. So guys, moving on to the seventh tip I have is protective styles. When you over manipulate your hair, for instance, you tend to style your hair every single day, over manipulating the hair can cause hair breakage, and this will make length retention very difficult. That is why one of the best ways to retain length is through protective styles. Protective styles will help reduce over manipulation and also keep your hair protected. And it is also important not to wear your protective styles too long, okay, because this will cause breakage and you don't want that. Moving on to the eighth tip is balanced diet and supplements. Eating healthy meals and drinking lots of water is super important for a healthy hair. The hair grows from within. Make sure your meals are balanced. It is important to introduce supplements, okay? This will help promote healthy hair growth from within and also help retain that length. So supplements like biotin, vitamin A, vitamin B can help prevent hair loss and promote healthy hair growth. That is the last tip I have for you guys. There are other things that you can actually do to ensure length retention. These are like the key things. If you know you're not doing any of these, you need to start incorporating them into your hair care regimen, because with all this put together will guarantee your hair to retain that length. There are other ways you can also retain length. The list goes on and on. So if you have any that I did not mention in the video, make sure that you've been following religiously that has helped you retain length. Make sure you leave them on the comment section below to help other people out. And this is where I'll be closing today's video. Thank you so much for watching this video. Hope this video was helpful. If it was, don't forget to give me a huge thumbs up. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't done that already, and make sure you turn on that bell notification so you get notified whenever I upload a new video. I will talk to you guys in my next one. Bye.